Hello guys, welcome to the next episode of Getting Started with Nerd Editor. Today we are going to learn how to use various programming logic in our Nerd Editor. First, I am going to Node Editor section, then I am going to create my new project. I am going to name it as Basic. The project is already named, so I am going to use the same Basic which is already inside my project folder. Okay. Now I am into the basic.json project. Next we are going to learn about the blocks. The first block is the general block. It contains three important blocks such as print, assign and sleep. The first block we are going to learn is print. Print is one of the basic and important function in every programming language which is used to print anything such as string or int or double, anything in our terminal. Let's say I am going to print hello world. You can see that the code is already generated. I just need to run the code. You can see that the hello world is printed in my terminal, and that's the main use of Node Editor. We don't need to write any code in it. And next we are going to see about assign. Assign is the next important thing in any programming language. Assign is nothing but consists of a variable such as, let's say, x, y, etc., which holds a value. Here I am going to name it as y and with a value of around 10. And then I am going to connect the output node of assign to the input node of print. In the text, I am going to print my variable y and start running my code. You can see that the 10 is successfully printing on the terminal. And that's about the general block. The next important block in general is sleep. But before going into sleep, we have to learn about loop. There are around 5 important blocks under loop section. The first one we are going to see is for our loop. Before that, I am going to delete all the previous blocks that I used. Okay. For our loop. For our loop is the most important block used in not in programming language but in IoT based any programs. Inside for our block we definitely need a sleep so that the loop runs without any disturbance. Okay, I connected the functional node of the for our loop into the input node of the sleep. Then I need to print something, so I am taking the print block. Let's say I'm going to print the same hello world, so I'm going to connect the output node of the sleep to the input node of the print block, and just I'm going to run with the second. Let's take okay 1 second. You can see that hello world is successfully printing with a delay of 1 second. This for our loop is nothing but a simplified version of while loop, which we often use in most of our programming language. You can see that if I delete the for our loop and instead of for our loop I use while loop, it runs the same thing. Yeah. And that's the difference. No difference between while loop and for our loop. And next important loop we are going to see is repeat. Repeat is a loop which runs based off a specific range. For example, if I take a range for around 10, the repeat block is going to print the hello world for around 10 times. You can see that on the output. Stop, run. Hello world 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And that after printing 10 times the code stops automatically. And thus the difference between the while loop and for loop, or the simplified version repeat or forever. And next important loop is something called break. But before jumping into break, we have to learn about conditions. Before condition, I have to delete all my previous blocks. Okay. The next block under condition is if else. If else is the most important block used in programming language. It contains 4 nodes: an input node, an output node, and a false node and a true node. Okay. Before working on if else, I need to assign something. Let's say I take a variable y with a value of around 8. Then I need to print something so that to check whether my condition is working perfectly or not. From the true node, I am going to connect it to the input of the print. Again, I take something. And from the false node, I am going to connect into the input of print. Let's say I take the condition around if y is greater than 0, I'm going to print it hello world. If the y is less than 0, I'm going to print it as by world. Okay, by world. So I'm going to stop and run my code again. You can see that hello world is successfully printing. This is because y8 is greater than 0. If I assign 8 with 7, again I have to connect, and y less than, okay, and now the condition is if y is greater than 10, I have to print hello world, else I have to print by world. So I'm going to run my code again. You can see that the by world is successfully printing, indicating that 7 is less than 10, and that's about condition. Now with the help of this if else block, we are going to demonstrate a real-time project. For this, I need an ultrasonic sensor. This ultrasonic sensor can be seen in the sensor block. Now I'm going to set the trigger pin for around 4, and the echo pin is 5. And the distance is the variable name which stores the distance value of the ultrasonic sensor and the object. And now I'm going to connect my ultrasonic sensor into my Atom S3, and the trigger pin green color to pin number 4 connected, and the echo pin 5, this violet color to pin number 5, and PCC which is blue color. I'm going to set this for around 5 volt. Coping this equipment to 5. And the ground to ground. And next thing we have to do is build our own logic. First, I'm going to connect the function node of ultrasonic sensor into the input node of the if else. Next, I need a print to check whether my condition is running successfully or not. If true, I am going to print something, or if false, I'm going to print something else. And I definitely need a sleep of around 0.5 seconds. Then I'm going to run all this under a forever loop. And now I'm good with my logic. Then I have to connect the Atom S3 with the help of connect button. Successfully connected. Next, I have to run my code. Check whether the output is running perfectly or not. Run. Save. 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 Danger. Save. Danger. It's running perfectly. Now we are going to replace this print with I'm going to use a NeoPixel to show whether the given range is safe or not. So I'm going to under GPIO pins, I'm going to search a NeoPixel LED. I'm going to delete this and connect the false node into the input. and again I need another NeoPixel LED block, and I'm going to connect the true node output to the input node of NeoPixel. Now I'm going to set that if the range is greater than 20, I'm going to print like wait, first I need to select the block, then I'm going to set the green color to indicate that it's safe, and if it's less than 20, and now I'm good with my 2 NeoPixel, and now I'm going to change the color to indicate that whether the distance is safe or not. If the distance is greater than 20, I'm going to print that it's safe. So I first need to select my NeoPixel LED block. Then I have to change the color. I'm going to set green as it's safe. And if it's false, I'm going to print as red. So first I'm going to select the NeoPixel LED block. I'm going to set this as red. And that's it. Then I again have to run my code. And now you can see that we connected the blocks logic. And now it's time to see the magic. You can see that if the range is less than 20, it's indicating red color. It's greater than 20, it's indicating green color. That means we are under safe zone. And now thus we have just illustrated and demonstrated a project with the help of our node editor and a simple ultrasonic sensor. And it's not going to stop only from this. We are going to make n number of projects out of the node editor in the future.